Yo, you know what it is. HipHopMike live from my Mickey Flickin' house. Shout out to EQ Distro, station head as always. We are doing interviews via Zoom and via the app. But if you're not here, if you're not seeing us on the app, you can listen to the audio. You can check out the video, which is gonna drop on YouTube very soon. And I have a special guest here to hang out with me, who is a friend of friends, who makes great music, who I've been watching on YouTube, binge-worthy all day. Sheila Carlito is here.
What's up, what's up?
And Sheila Carlito is here. And Sheila Carlito is here. And Sheila Carlito is here.
Man, we're here. We're all here.
Those of you that are listening on the app will get that in the actual interview. But what's happening, man?
What's up, bro? Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, bro, for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So how has quarantine vibes been treating you? Where have you been spending your time lately?
Well, I'm an essential worker, so I'm out here still working every single day. Like, I'm still moving. I'm making deliveries to restaurants that are doing the takeout and all of this stuff. So I'm out there, but then it gets kind of weird and it gets kind of sucky when the only place that you can go outside of work to unwind is your home.
I feel that. It's definitely like an interesting thing. I mean, if you're bringing food, it's got to feel weird too, like to be in places where nobody can sit down.
Yeah.
It's super wacky.
It's like you walk into these restaurants there's nobody there. It's a ghost town. Everything is empty.
See, I definitely I feel like I do the same thing. It's just I deliver food to myself. So like all day it's Uber Eats pickup, and then I'm the guy that I pick up my own food to avoid all these fees, and then I go to the restaurant, I'm just creeped out, and I run home and try and eat before everything melts and gets cold. And it's a different world we're living in.
Bro, it's very, very, very different for sure.
So where are you based at, or where are you located?
Well, I'm currently located in Rockland County.
Okay.
Originally from the Bronx. But we out here in upstate New York, living the suburb life, you know what I'm saying?
All right. That's what's up, man. Sometimes the suburb peace and quiet is essential, man.
Listen, man, let me tell you, as soon as I realized what it was like to not have the 3 bus run outside of your house every 5 minutes, and I knew what it was like to have like birds chirping and stuff like that, it was a game changer for me.
Yeah, man. I know the vibes. I'm out here in Long Island, and it's like super quiet. It's kind of nice to like be able to like, I guess, because in the city people can't really even go outside. Like even if you go outside, there's mad people and nothing is letting you in. Like at least out in the suburbs, you're able to kind of like go get some air.
We got hikes that are open. We got little parks by the water that are open. It's nice.
Awesome,
it's
man.
At least.
I feel like, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but that has to be like an artist's dream to be able to kind of like have the space to create without any demands of like delivering or doing things, I guess, business-wise. Because a lot of the labels and a lot of like the places where people receive music are closed. So are you just in like super creative mode? Like, is it just working in the peace and quiet, like beneficial?
I mean, it's always, the peace and quiet has always been like super duper essential to my creative process in general, just because I like to sit in silence and I like to be in my head. And even when I'm writing or coming up with melodies or producing in my head before I put it on, on my computer or whatever the case is, the silence and that, I don't know, like the ability to just kind of do and not for a reason is awesome right now. If I'm completely honest with you, I don't think that the pressures that this industry kind of has on us does well for everybody. And I'm one of those people that, like, yes, I'm great under pressure, but I definitely thrive in these moments.
I feel that, man. I could definitely see why like creating in the peace and quiet versus the 3 bus coming by would be beneficial. That's lit. So how did you get started in this? Like, where did you start making music? Was it in the BX? Was it back home?
Yeah. So one of my cousins had been producing for a while. I was 13 at the time, and he came. This is when I had just moved over to Rockland County, and he came up to visit, and he went to the Palisades Mall, and there was this music store that had a bunch of instruments in it. And him being a producer, of course, you can't walk by an instrument and not touch it. Mm-hmm. So he started playing the drum loop to Addiction by Ryan Leslie.
Okay.
And obviously, at that time, the song was was everything. So I started singing it, and he like stopped in his tracks and was like, "Yo, you should come by the studio sometimes." And he lived in Castle Hill at the time.
Okay.
So I would from that time I would steal my dad's car, and I would head down there to make music and come back before he came home from work.
Oh man, and spend 4 hours looking for parking in Castle Hill.
Tell me about it. That's what you gotta do, especially when you're like, it's like a new toy. It's like a new toy where you've never seen this before, but it makes you feel amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I can do to make sure it happens. You know.
I love it, man. I mean, clearly it's working out. You got a situation right now with EQ. You're dropping fire visuals, fire records. I mean, I saw a video, I think this morning, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were on a roof, I think, or am I bugging?
Sunburnt leather, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What was that about? Because that didn't look like Castle Hill.
No. That was me up here. That was me up here. Yeah, no, I did a song that actually that's the I've been songwriting since I was 13, but I just started releasing music as Sheila Carlito in 2017. And that was the video to the very first song I ever released as Sheila Carlito. That was the video to the birth of Sheila Carlito. And it's a super I don't know why it came to me to do that. It was a super out of left field idea, but I was just like, I just want to be on my roof. I'm gonna eat some extra spicy ramen real quick, and then cough my life away, and then have my boy walk up with a flower because I like those.
How did you get the name Sheila Carlito? Do you come up with that on your own? Because it's removed from your actual name. I don't know if you share that with people, but
I mean, I'm not like opposed to. It's just not my first thing to share.
Okay.
But, Sheila Carlito, that's a great story. So I have a big thing with cars. Not like I don't have an obsession with just cars in general, but just the cars that I drive personally. Like a big connection. And the first car that I ever drove, the first car that was actually my car, was a car that my dad gave to me, the one that I used to steal to go to the Bronx.
Okay.
My dad gave that to me eventually, and I was this little purple RAV4, and I named it Purple Rain because Prince is my favorite artist of all time. So I was in the Purple Rain, I was cruising, I was living life at 13, driving illegally, beautiful, right? So after that car, you know, it was a hoopty and a half, so it had to go, and it had to, you know, RIP. And then my mom was like, all right, let's get you an actual car that's gonna last you, right? Okay. So she got me this, we went and we got this Scion XD, this like little bumblebee round looking bug type looking car, right? And I always thought it looked like a feminine car. Okay. So I named it Sheila after Sheila E., who was the female prince.
All right. I love it.
In that car, that next 5 years of my life that I lived in that car, dude, I wrote so many songs in there. A lot of like who I am today as a man, as a creative, as a lover, as a brother, as whatever I am, as my identity was created in that car. And when it was time for me to let go of that car, I decided that it was too much of me lived through that car for me to like let that go, even though the car, I have to let it go, you know? So I decided to adopt the name as an artist name, because a lot of who I am as an artist came from there. So it's Sheila because of the car Lito.
I love it. Sheila Carr wouldn't have slapped as hard as the Lito. No, you gotta get that.
Not at all.
That's crazy, man. That's an awesome story though, because I think like it's so relatable. We all remember like our first memories in the first car, and it's like to be able to actually convey that through music and write records and be able to come out with content is ill.
Yeah, for sure. And that's part of the reason why, like, if you listen closely to a lot of my lyrics from the beginning of Sheila Carlito to now, and even some stuff coming up, like there's so many references to the vehicles that I drive. So many references, and it's because, you know, I identify with it.
Well, you texted me earlier. You're like, hey, it's Sheila. And I didn't even know, because I have friends. Shout out to my homie Shellex. She's like a dope singer. I know so many Sheilas. But dope. Sheila Carlito is a one of one, except for the gentleman behind you.
Nah. That's Andy.
Okay.
So,
what up, Andy?
That's Andres.
Andres, okay.
My grandpa.
He just goes by Diaz, I heard.
Yeah, he goes. I don't know who these guys are, but they're welcome.
Look like they might be related.
Nah, possibly.
Oh man, So how did you link with EQ? What was that situation about? Did they reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? Like, how did you guys cross paths?
So I'm a songwriter with Rock Nation. Uh,
Okay. You
and
write
I
all of Jay-Z's hits.
yeah, you know. So no, so I went in for a meeting and you know, I was showing some music and speaking about, you know, placements and stuff like that. And then I had this body of music that I had just completed. And was just like, you know what, let me just go on a whim and be like, hey guys, do you know of anything, or is there anything you guys can connect me with regarding distributing this stuff? And the person that I was with was like, hold on, give me 1 second. He went down the hall and brought somebody in from EQ,
Okay.
and we started chopping it up. I sent them the whole project, and they dug it, and now we're here.
Awesome. And then they start setting up some things. Did it substantially like change the trajectory? Like, did it help in other ways besides setting up press, or what was the experience like?
It's definitely made things a lot easier, because, you know, being an independent artist, you wear so many hats.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as long, if you can take off some hats, it makes life a lot easier. So then even when they started like putting the music up for release and pitching it and stuff like that, it's like, wait, hold on, I don't have to do it. Oh wait, you guys already did that?
I don't have
That's
to call
that's so
TuneCore.
crazy. I don't have to go and fight about my artwork. I don't have to fight about the name. Okay, cool.
They
Sounds good.
send them the stuff and it's out.
Yeah. I even
Awesome.
made a bunch of mistakes, and they just fixed it. No problem. Yeah, it was
That's
dope.
dope. Nah, it's great when like the artist could actually just be the artist, because these days there's like you said, I mean, just so many hats you're gonna wear. Even in radio, not for nothing. Like people think just doing radio, like, all right, you go to the station, you crack the mic. I'm like, no, I book interviews, I produce interviews, I record, I do tons of shit. It's like it's you have to wear so many hats, but I mean, I guess getting the team, the beauty of it is like you could just really focus on the stuff you like to do and kind of hand off the stuff that's more business wise for them to handle.
For sure. Yeah, that's something that I've been really vocal about in this process, because just being a songwriter by trade, like the artist thing has always been like a secondary thing. Words is the career, or the business and the career, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of like always having to be in the background and wearing all these hats and working on these projects and saying, all right, cool, this is what you should do, this how you should do it, and then kind of like being on the side of the one taking the advice or the one kind of listening. It's been a very different experience for me, but it's dope. It's super dope.
No, it's awesome, man. Shit, keep it up.
Thank you.
Do you prefer the actual artist part? Because it sounds like, that the artist part just kind of happened on its own. Like you just wanted to get some records out and it just kind of fell together. Was the goal always to be the artist, even as the songwriter?
No. That did
Okay.
just kind of fall on me. Because I wrote. I mean, as a songwriter, you write so many records for so many people, and you're always kind of living vicariously through them, and they give you what they're going through and their situations, and you just kind of have to give that situation a voice. You know what I'm saying? But I started growing really tired of not being able to express myself, and so I would write for other people, but I would always like write a couple things and just kind of set them aside. No,
Okay.
that's too personal. That's for me. And then finally I just got super tired, and I recorded that first song that I released, Sunburnt Leather. I didn't have any setup at home because there was no need for it at the time. And I was just like, you know what? F it, bro. I'm just gonna put this on SoundCloud. I'm gonna get on my roof and shoot a video. I recorded the vocals on my voice notes on my iPhone, and just kind of put it together entirely on my I played the keys on my keyboard on GarageBand, and I played it simultaneously as I recorded my voice singing it, and then that's the record that's out there.
Wow. So it just came together completely organic.
Yeah, it just happened on its own.
What made you want to take that actual shot? Because you just like woke up one day and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be the artist today. Or
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
it was that, like, I just got tired of like being other people's voices. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay.
I and I still write for other people, and that's a big part of my passion. But kind of negating my own perspectives is what I just don't allow anymore. So like when I write for other people, cool, this is what you're thinking, let's kind of put this together in a really dope way, and all right, cool, that's a dope record. But then like I have my own opinions, and I have my own beliefs, and I have my own experiences that I've gone through, my own heartbreak, my own hurt, my own happiness, and nobody can express that better than me.
No, facts, man. Plus, Jay-Z rapping about RAV4, it wouldn't make any sense. You'd be like, you don't know nothing about the RAV4.
Leave that to me. Leave that to me.
That's awesome, man. Have you been in any situations on the writing side, like with artists that you kind of look up to, or anybody that you were kind of surprised was looking for your skill set to add to theirs?
The first time that happened to me, actually.
You don't have to mention any names. I will take every name, but like, feel free.
No, the first time that happened to me actually wasn't that long ago. I was in LA in February. I go out there every now and then to, work on some stuff, finish some stuff or whatever. And I went into the studio and I had an artist come to me and say, hey, play me that one record you played me that one time. We played it. And then he looked at the producer and was like, I want that.
Hi.
That was like, whoa. That was a little weird.
And this is an artist that you fuck with that you've kind of like admired in a way, or?
Well, this is somebody who, it's not anybody, big just yet. But this is somebody who's been there from the beginning. For me personally, they do their own songwriting thing, and they're doing their artist thing, and they got the backing and, the whole nine. And for them to be like, well, yeah, I got all these artists and these artist friends and these songwriter friends, but you know what? This is what I want, was special for me. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So what are your plans for the future? Where do you see yourself taking this, and what's the ultimate goal?
Ultimately, I just want to be the best songwriter in the world.
So it's not even goals as an artist necessarily. You just want to be successful for putting together music, period.
Yeah, man, I want to produce. I want to be responsible for the next, few decades of everybody's favorite music. That's really whether it's my music, whether it has my name on it, whether it has somebody else's name on it. From the writing side, production, composing, whatever, I just want to be responsible. I want to keep playing the background as I'm playing the forefront, and just kind of do it all and do what I can. More short-term goals. I got this song that just came out last week. I have the second single, because these are all singles that are coming out from an album that's coming out in August.
Okay.
So I got the second single coming out June 12th.
Have you given the name of the album yet?
Nah, I give it to you first.
I mean, if you want to, feel free.
So the name of the album is called Glitter.
Okay, Glitter. I love it. I posted a meme about Glitter earlier today.
There you go. Everything is right in line with each other, man.
It's probably different, but I love that we're in sync. Why Glitter? It's definitely not the same reason I posted about Glitter.
Okay, so why Glitter? So I have a song, which was actually the second song that I dropped, that Sheila Carlito, called Glitter. And the song speaks about, the death and rebirth, almost like a phoenix, of just self, the rebirth and regrowing and relearning of self. And as I started putting together this project, and I started seeing what the story of this project was, it became sincerely the prequel to the creation of Sheila Carlito. So it's like everything that I was going through, feeling, that was happening before I came to the realization of, I want to drop some music. Like, that's what the story of the entire album is. And the meaning of the entire album, song by song, and how it all connects, is the exact same meaning as that one song, Glitter.
Okay.
So I just felt like it was only right to be like, all right, cool. This is the book, or this is the excerpt, this is the blurb of the book, and then all the chapters.
That's it, and it unfolds.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I know about Glitter, which goes right along with the meme, is that it gets everywhere. You can't fucking go anywhere without finding glitter. It's all over the place. So I know EQ is going to help with that, but I have a feeling it's going to naturally do it on its own.
So,
I want to leave them with a record. Is there one in particular? I have a couple queued up. Which song do you think we should leave them with?
Well, I mean, whichever. I'm happy with all of them.
All right. I think it's only right that we do this. I'm going to have to shut this down for the YouTubes, but y'all can vibe out on Station Head. I'm gonna leave you with some glitter.
Come on.
Sheila Carlito, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me, brother. It's a pleasure speaking to you, man.
Much love. Thank you, man.
Yeah, be good, bro. See you.